Sami stood before the ultimate core, surrounded by indescribable energy. The enormous crystal, glowing with both light and darkness, seemed to tremble as if it sensed the monumental decision Sami was about to make, one that could change the fate of entire worlds. Sami raised his hand, clutching the blue stone, and began focusing all his energy on it. The crystal started to hum as if responding to his presence, but suddenly, gray shadows appeared around him, enveloping him in the evil vortex he knew all too well. "The return of the gray shadow. Thought I was finished, didn't you?" said the voice of the gray shadow, materializing before Sami with greater strength and malice. "But I am part of the ultimate core and cannot be vanquished easily." Sami looked determinedly at the gray shadow and said, "Even if you are part of the core, I won't let you take control again." The shadow smirked malignantly and said, "You cannot mend the ultimate core without facing me. If you try, you will destroy yourself and fail. But if you leave things as they are, I will return and rule the worlds." The challenge of the ultimate core. As Sami pondered how to tackle this dilemma, the ultimate core itself spoke in a calm, yet profound voice. "Sami, this is your final test. Light and darkness are not enemies, but their balance is not achieved by force alone. You must find a way to reunite them without allowing the gray shadow to dominate." Sami felt the pressure mounting on him. The crystal tiger and the bird were beside him, but they couldn't intervene this time. The tiger said, "Sami, you've faced the impossible before. Trust yourself. You are the only one who can find the solution." The battle within the core. Suddenly, Sami found himself pulled inside the ultimate core. It was like another world, where pure energy flowed in every direction. In this realm, Sami confronted the gray shadow face to face, without any support from his friends. "This is our final battle, Sami," shouted the gray shadow. The battle between them commenced. The gray shadow used mixed energy of light and darkness. Sami relied on the blue stone and the core's light that was responsive to him. Each blow felt like an earthquake shaking the place, and every moment bore the potential for destruction or salvation of the core. Moment of realization. During the fight, Sami realized something crucial. The gray shadow wasn't evil by nature, but was a result of imbalance. If he could reintegrate the shadow's energy into the ultimate core properly, perhaps he could end the conflict forever. "Darkness is not my enemy, it's a part of this world," Sami declared. Instead of continuing the fight, Sami concentrated his energy and tried talking to the gray shadow. "If you continue to fight the light, you will destroy everything. You are part of the ultimate core, and if you cooperate with me, we can restore balance together." At first, the gray shadow laughed mockingly, but then began to hesitate. "Are you willing to sacrifice everything to fix the core? Even if it means losing yourself?" "If that's what it takes, then yes," Sami replied firmly. Restoring the balance, the gray shadow gradually calmed down. A tremendous energy surge emerged from the ultimate core, slowly absorbing the gray shadow. Sami, who was the center of this process, felt immense pain, but he didn't retreat. The process was long and arduous, but in the end, the gray shadow disappeared entirely. The ultimate core began glowing anew, radiating stable energy that harmonized light and darkness perfectly. Returned to the world, Sami found himself outside the ultimate core, lying on the ground. The bird and the tiger were beside him, looking at him anxiously. Did you do it?" asked the bird. Sami smiled with difficulty and said, "I think so. The ultimate core has returned to its natural state." Suddenly, the old guardian appeared along with the keepers of wisdom. "You've done it, Sami. You've achieved what no one has for thousands of years. But remember, the balance you restored requires constant protection. The ultimate core has become more stable, but the worlds will continue to face challenges. The end, or a new beginning?" As they prepared to return to their world, Sami felt something different within him. The ultimate core had left a mark on him, as if he had become part of it. The old guardian said, "You have now become the guardian of balance. Your responsibility is greater than ever. The worlds rely on you." Sammy took a deep breath and looked at his friends. "No matter how difficult the challenges, I'm ready for what lies ahead." But far away from them, in a dark corner of one of the worlds, a small gray energy was still brewing, hinting that the gray shadow hadn't ended completely. Stay tuned for the next part to find out what new adventures await Sammy.